Hey guys, and welcome to game number 77 out of 100 of my rematch against the AI-powered Scrabble bot BestBot. Things have not been going well lately. We've lost the last 5 games in a row, so really need to turn things around quickly, hopefully today. I'm going to be first opening rack AEGIJTT. What I'd of course love to do is play a 5-letter word starting with my J to get that on the double letter, but unfortunately that doesn't seem like it is going to be possible here, so going to probably play Jig for 22. It's worth mentioning Taj would unduplicate the T's. Normally unduplicating tiles is a good thing, but I would actually rather keep 2 T's than a G and a T. That's how bad the G is with many other tiles, including the T. So, yeah, Jig for 22. AETT is honestly a pretty solid leave. This doesn't give back a whole lot of counterplay. Looks like a pretty solid decision to me. And, alright, I like that draw. Should be bingoing on my next turn. Question is with what, which will depend a lot on what BestBot does. A betted is an option. Not really dying to play a betted right here and open a triple-triple, or a better for that matter. So hopefully I have something a little bit better. Do I have anything here? Battered doesn't work. I guess I could play battery through the I. Battery can be spelled like this. I think it's a ballet term, but I'm not positive about that. Someone can correct me if I am mistaken. But obviously BestBot is likely to make a play here, which may either restrict or increase my available options, so we'll await its decision. Igloo for 7 is the play by BestBot. Very interesting. Okay. That doesn't seem like it's going to help me much. Yeah, I can't put my blank here as an S. I don't have a 7 there. So a betted here is now an option. Not thrilled about it, putting an A in the triple-triple line. Totable. I can't play through this L because it would require an O here, and Totable doesn't fit. Is there anything through this U? Oh, Extubate. Blank X. That's got to be better than a betted. Doesn't open a triple-triple, scores the same. It does open a bit, though. It opens a double-double through the A. Opens a big Extubated or Extubates hook, potentially. But I think this still has to be better than a betted at this point in the game, given I'm taking a sizable lead. Let's do that. All right, so I go up 89 to 7. That is a pretty decent start, but it's still early, of course. And we'll see what BestBot has in mind. It did just play Igloo for 7, which, I mean, certainly could indicate a strong rack. It could also indicate not a great rack and just trying to get rid of some ugly tiles. It might have had 2 I's or 2 U's, although if its rack was ugly enough, it probably would have just exchanged over scoring 7, so whenever a skilled opponent like BestBot scores 7, my antenna is always a little bit up, and I'm thinking they've got to have at least a decent rack. But alright, glad to see they don't bingo. Tamari for 33 is the play by the bot. HKLOOTU. So my highest scoring option, at least that I see immediately, is a play I'm not sure I'm going to want to make. Hulk for 36, opening up a massive S hook with 4 S's unseen and having a lead. Not really the kind of play you want to make when you're up. So I think something like Coombe for 28 is a lot more sensible. 8 fewer points, but doesn't have the same defensive liability. Keeps a better leave by getting rid of the U. That's got to be better. Any overlaps here? Not really. I mean, okay is just not a good play. This leave is pretty mediocre. I'd much rather spend a couple more tiles, especially with a lead early on. Any sort of double-doubles here? Doesn't look like it. No good outwards. Nothing really through this R. Alright, I feel pretty good about Coombe here for 28. I think I'm going to go ahead and play that. And I don't love this draw. A lot of duplicates here. 2 O's, 2 T's, another G. So this is a rack I'm going to look to try to rid myself of, probably as efficiently as possible. By that I mean playing as many tiles as I can within reason. Now the question is, how am I going to do that? Do I have anything here? Fortunately, I can't end in oog. That would be pretty nice. Not a whole lot here either. I mean, pedo, I guess, is reasonable. 20 points, keeping log, which isn't awful. It's certainly not a great leave by any means, but could be worse for sure. I mean, Got might even be better, honestly. Plot is a bit of a better leave than Log. This also is very nice defensively. Yeah, especially after a play like OE. I'm a bit more inclined to play Glot, or Got rather, I should say, to block more floaters. I definitely don't want to play glot, as that's not a word, and that's going to score 0, which is the last thing I want to do here. Yeah, got, I guess, looks decent. I mean, the bot just played OE, so it's got to be close to bingoing. The A and the T are definitely nice floaters to block after that. Love to block this R too, but I don't really see... I mean, I guess, like, is it crazy to play Apolog? I mean, I think it's a little needless. Like, I'm giving up so much equity by keeping TT instead of plot. I'm still leaving the E open, the T partially open, the R partially open too. I don't think that accomplishes enough. Although I could, I could do the Apolog here. I just noticed that. That's a lot more. That's more interesting to me. And especially if they're playing like OE, I'm not concerned about the bot having the X. Like, there's no chance the bot had the X with OE, right? It just plays it for 40 next to the BA of X debate. That's one thing that you can take advantage of if your opponent fishes. You know that they're not going to have any high point tiles. I mean, they could have just drawn the X, but it's unlikely because they only drew 2 tiles out of the bag. So I might actually be favored to get the X after this because I'm going to be drawing 5, which is a lot more than 2. And that's another thing that goes against fishing. I always advise people against fishing too much, especially when you're playing against a good player. When you fish like that, it gives your opponent a lot of information about your rack. Specifically, you are holding very likely 5 1-point tiles. And they can exploit that with a play like this that fearlessly opens a high-scoring tile spot because they know you didn't keep any high-scoring tiles. So that's another subtle reason why fishing can be dangerous, especially against a skilled player. But yeah, I think I'm going to play Apolog here. It still blocks a decent amount, scores well. Let's see what happens. Interesting draw. Okay. 3 T's now and a blank. I mean, I'm pretty happy about this still because I got the blank. Do I have... Oh, I have Titrator, right? I do have Titrator for 68. Wait a minute. Can I overlap? That would be much better. Oh, unfortunately not because of OT. Dang. OT strikes again. All right. Well, not going to happen anymore. Do I have any other playable bingos? Probably not. I mean, I could actually play Tattoo for 14. It's not even that many points. But it keeps IT blank, which is a very solid leave, of course. And it's not like I'm going to score that much more. I have 3 T's and 3 vowels in a blank. Let me just make sure I don't have a bingo, but I don't think I will. Through this, I mean, I'm not going to have anything through a T. I could have a 7, I guess. Or maybe something through an E or an A. I'll just look for a little bit here, but I'm not feeling it. Yeah, I almost like Titanite or Titanate. I'm not far off from bingos, or even Toastiest or something like that. But it doesn't quite look like it's going to happen. There's also Tat for 16. Probably just as soon play Tattoo, though. Could even play Tot for 14. So a lot of options, honestly. I am up a bit, and I have a blank. So I'm in a good position. I'm not inclined to be riskier than I need to here. It's hard to say which of these is the best defensively. I mean, Tot, probably. I don't really mind Tot, honestly. It's probably better than Tattoo. I mean, I guess it depends how I want to approach this. Like, do I want to approach it more from the standpoint of I have a lead, so let's try to block? Or do I want to approach it more from the standpoint of I have a blank, let's go for the knockout punch? It might be better to approach it from the second standpoint, especially the bot now played 4 tiles, right, as opposed to 2, so I'm less inclined to think it's that close to a bingo. The pool is now trending slightly consonant heavy, so that makes me a little bit less opposed to keeping 2 vowels in a T as opposed to just 1 vowel in a T. I think all of these plays, honestly, Tattoo, Tot, and Tat are all defensible. Like, I don't feel like any of them are just bad. I mean, Tat does score 3 more points. Leaves that E open. Yeah, I mean, I think the truth is there's just plenty of places to bingo here for the bot if it has one, right? I mean, it can play X debated. None of my plays block that. It can play above the OE. Yeah, so it's really just a question of, do I want to get rid of that extra vowel with Tattoo? I very well might want to. Yeah, I mean, this does at least block some 8s the bot might have immediately. It sets myself up nicely, too, for potential, like, ITE or ATE bingos under the T's. I kind of like this positionally. The more I look at it over tat. I mean, the O is, even in a vowel heavy pool, I don't really want to keep IOT blank. That feels a lot clunkier than IT blank. And I like how this blocks a lot of 8s. I mean, tot does too, but again, I think even with the pool, I'd still rather get rid of my AL, else being equal. I'm going to play tattoo. Well, that worked out. I will definitely be bingoing here. The only question is with what? Hopefully something for a lot of points. I see plays here, like finest. That is a word for 82. I have something that doesn't force me to use the blank late in the word. All right, so Valve just plays eat for 14. It's fishing again. I wonder, do I have anything with like extubates and apologues? There's also apology, by the way, which I just noticed, although I don't think I can really do much there. Infests, finests, and fitness. I mean, I could play finests here for 81, although I don't love that, giving back an easy bingo line for a lot of points under the FI. Do I have anything to this E and X debate that might be worth playing? It's not the craziest idea. Infested, Ferniest, Infester, Feniest. No, I don't think so. Anything from this I? Finiest or something? Not going to work. Yeah, so it might just be correct to play Finests with jigs. Go for as many points as I can here, for lack of a better option. I don't really want to float that E, but I don't know what other choice I have. Let's just go through the alphabet here quickly. I have Faintest. No, Infect is worse. Yeah, I guess I don't have a whole lot else. Snifter. All right. Finest it is. It's more this way, right? Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. And I drew shelving. Wow, that is fortunate, to say the least. Bam. Not going to think for more than about a second there. In fact, exactly a second is what I thought for, and that was plenty. Oh, crud. Does that take an S? Shelvings? Shoot, I think it does, actually. I specifically reviewed all of my 8 to make 9 INGS words before Nationals, but Nationals was 6 months away, and that memory is starting to fade. I don't remember, honestly, for sure, whether shelving takes an S. My instinct tells me it does. I mean, it kind of makes sense, and you should never really try to logic your way through whether something's good in Scrabble, because there's no rhyme or reason, but like shelvings at the grocery store, like it does kind of make sense. Although you could also just say shelves, right? So like it's impossible to reason that way. Yeah, all right. Well, if I think it's good, it wouldn't hurt to block that a little bit, honestly. At least possible bingos there. So something like wide for 21, which at least stops bingos with shelvings, might be decent. AEMR is obviously fantastic leave. Oh, do I have... I probably just do this, actually. Yeah, that's 40. All right. I think I just keep my foot on the gas and keep scoring. I'm going up almost 200. It's hard to lose after that. Do I have anything? Let me just make sure I don't have anything using the W. Warmed, dewarm is not good. Weird doesn't fit. No, all right. I think I played Meyer for 40. Just, like I said, keep my foot on the gas here. Just keep scoring. Outlawry, if I get a T somehow. Very unlikely. Yeah, I mean, even if the bot hits something with shelvings for... All right, well, I'm at least happy to see I was correct. Shelvings is indeed a word. That makes me happy to know I got that correct. And I'm also honestly fine with the bot scoring 52 there. I just did not want to allow a 100-plus point bingo. I can easily withstand 52. Yeah, now I think as long as I don't do anything excessively stupid, like playing multiple phonies or opening something up I have no business opening, I should be good. Let's see, Spendy. Nothing much there. Anything through this S or maybe here? I mean, like I said, it's kind of hard to lose here, but I still want to try to make the best plays that I can. I mean, I could also just like block this E, I guess. It's not that easy to do. I mean, I could play like Yule for 11. That seems pretty lame. I mean, maybe I just like play Yao for 27 points. I mean, like even if the bot hits the E, I'm still gonna probably be up more than the bingo. Like I'm not losing this game. I think just play Yao. Yeah, I mean this looks fine, honestly. It's pretty hard to imagine how I could possibly get in trouble after this. I am gonna do it, and I'm actually very much fine drawing the Q, and that's part of why I wasn't too obsessed with getting rid of my U. I knew there was a Q left with not too many in the bag, so I knew that having that U could be very beneficial if I drew the Q. So now I'll just play something like Squalor to score and get rid of that Q, most likely, depending on what the bot does. Anything, I almost have, I mean, I do have actually Quate here, but I don't really want to give back Equate. Quarate doesn't quite work. Yeah, well, I guess the bad news is this game is probably not going to be very interesting as far as the finish goes. But the good news is I finally got a low-stress win, which I do feel like I was due for after some serious struggles the last couple of weeks. So I normally I wouldn't want to jinx it. I feel pretty dang sure I'm going to win this game. So I'll say, yeah, I feel very thankful to at least finally have a win here, just to get back on the winning train, because it's been a while. And I certainly needed one quickly if I wanted to stay in this match. So yeah, BestBot's going to think a little bit here about how to give itself a chance, but I'm not losing this game, guys. I mean, even if the bot were to bingo here for 100, like I would still score 30, be up 100 again. It's just not going to happen. There's nothing to really worry about. It plays high. Well, that actually just helps me. Now I'm just going to play Squalor for more, right? I mean, I don't know why I wouldn't do it. Leave 7 in the bag, so if the bot bingos, it's got to empty. Yeah, let's just do that. And we'll see if it manages to bingo. If it has the X for some reason, which I doubt it would after high, it'll play XI. That's actually another thing with Squalor. It's like, it's a good X setup for me, because after high, it's like we talked about earlier with OE, it's not going to have the X. So I have 6 chances to draw an X it didn't have, and very likely did not draw. Now it's just playing of. I mean, I might just go for more turnover for that X now. I mean, that's 50 points. Or I could just play Bento. Or do I? I mean, what's it trying to hit, I guess? It could be trying to hit the Y, like incisor. It could be trying to hit the E. It's hard to say. I could also counterfish with ban. I mean, this is not crazy. I mean, I'm not going to lose here, guys. Even if it bingos for 100, I win. I'm not thinking about the result of the game. I'm thinking about, like, if it were a tournament, how would I try to get more spread? I think it's ban. I mean, Bento doesn't score that much more. I'm actually going to bingo probably a decent amount myself here now. If it missed it, I think I go with ban. See, I'm threatening inertiae. This is turning into a bloodbath. I love it. And now I got the X, and I don't think it has an out bingo. Was it going for like cousinry or something? I don't know. I'm going to win this game by a lot, and I'm very happy about that. All right. ENS, so it's going out. I'm sure I have nowhere for Vox. Sure it wouldn't have left me a spot. Do I just play... Oh, am I going to get V-stuck? Do I care? No, I actually care if I get V-stuck. I mean, if I don't want to get V-stuck, I think I have to play Vol immediately. And then I'm going to get caught with the X, which doesn't seem great. All right, I mean, it's just going to go... if I play Vol, like, I'm probably netting close to minus 30 here, because now it just plays, like, ends and walks. 6, 7, 12, 17, minus 8, plus another negative 18. Yeah, that's minus 26. That's awful. Versus if I do this, it's 22. I mean, I don't think the bot's going to get, like, 40 points with those 3 tiles. I don't see any massive S spots. And it has to first play, like, Gnaw to V-stick me. I think I just voluntarily V-stick myself here. It's counterintuitive, but it only has 3 tiles, so the damage it can cause is a bit limited. Yeah, I think I just, like I said, I've purposefully V-stick myself here. I think this is fine. Yeah, all right, I figured. All right, let's phony just for the heck of it, because I want to be able to say I phonied BestBot like 2 times and still won by over 200. All right, I'll phony with POV, because that's actually like a real thing. Of course, it's going to get challenged off. All right, woke. I can play one more phony now. What do I want to play? I will play Vu because I believe that's actually valid in Words with Friends, which is kind of crazy, but not in Scrabble. And BestBot's can go out with Scared, and I'm going to win this game by a lot. 234, 530 to 296. Without checking, I believe that is my largest margin of victory of the series. Somebody can confirm or deny that, but yeah, very good win here. Probably not going to be a super long analysis because things just kept going pretty well, but let's see. Jig looks good. Bot plays Igloo, keeping AIMR. Wow. Over Ilium, which opens a spot that's not as scary as it might seem because there isn't a whole lot that goes next to that U. But Igloo does nicely set up the bot's M, keeps things a little tighter. I don't mind this play. A betted... I missed a couple things to the U, actually, that are probably better. Yeah, I should have played Baguette. I just kind of got excited when I saw X-Debate and didn't look further. Yeah, these are... I mean, again, it's not like a massive mistake, but these things are... They add up. Butist... Actually, Butist is maybe best because it doesn't take any hooks. It does float an S, which is never a great thing, though. Baguette at least doesn't take a D and doesn't put the vowel next to that double word. So yeah, X-Debate was a little sloppy, but fortunately for me, I didn't get punished for it as the bot drew 3 more vowels. Yeah, not playing Hulk here like we discussed during the game. Just not going to open that with this kind of lead. Coombe looks fine. Bot plays... Really? Really? Wow, I thought the bot was certainly holding a stronger lead than AACDE. Really? I mean, I get not doing this. That just donates an easy 40-point play, as do most of these. But OE for 20? Keeping 2 A's? I guess on the other hand, like, what else is the bot going to do? And you do at least, I mean, in the long term, right? It's good for the board. You open another line for 7s ending in D. You've got a floating R to floating T. Wow, that's a very counterintuitive play, but I mean, I guess it just shows you how weak the bot's options are. Okay, yeah, Apolog, I'm glad I found this. I think that was a very good play. Bot has 3 dupes, plays Cared. Yeah, I spent a while here. There's really nothing I didn't see. Tot, tat, tit, and tattoo. Like, I mean, I think this is fine. Bot cannot bingo, so plays eat. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I mean, yeah, D just gives back too easy a scoring spot again. Like, you have to be careful. Even when you're down, you don't want to just let your opponent score 40 and pad their lead. And you also take out X-Debated, so I guess eat looks fine. Fitness. Oh, I actually should have played Fitness. Yeah, another, like, little sloppy thing. I mean, I saw Fitness for some reason. I just didn't register that it fit there, I guess. Like, you don't want to float that E if you don't have to. I guess, though, on the other hand, you could argue that BestBot just played 2 vowels, so maybe floating the E is not as bad as floating the T, just given BestBot's last play. So I'm not sure that's enough to warrant voluntarily putting an E in a double-double line. That's a pretty scary thing to do, but either way, I guess that makes it defensible to play Finest. Bot still can't connect, plays Res. Yeah, the game's basically over here. Oh, it doesn't even play cede here. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I guess if it does that, it knows it's scoring 60, but it's still down 120 on a pretty weak board. It's got to open some more space. Let's see. I missed somewhere. Oh, I guess I could have played down here. Yeah, I don't want to do that, though. Again, I mean, just creating an easy bingo line for a lot of points for no reason. I think Admire makes a ton of sense here. Pop plays Spend. Owly. Oh, I mean, come on, man. I'm not doing that one. I'm up almost 200. That's ridiculous. Oh, I didn't think of Tyro for some reason. I did look at that spot, but I think maybe I just didn't look there too hard because I knew I'd still be keeping UW. But yeah, I didn't generate Tyro as an option. Yeah, it was still fine. But, I mean, what's it going for? Like, yeah, I guess it's going for like Reinfuse and Surefire. All right, fair enough. Squalor, and then the bot just now is going for like Insecure, I guess, or Security. Okay. Yeah. Yep, that's basically all there is to say. All right, so pretty well played game. Maybe 1 or 2 minor inaccuracies, like my choices for my bingos of X-Debate and Fineness. But overall, I played pretty well. Granted, I drew pretty well, and this was a pretty easy game to play. So no complaints here, guys. I think I will leave it at that. Very nice to get a win and an easy and high-margin win at that. It's been a while, so glad to be back in the winner's circle. Hopefully we can keep it up on Wednesday. Really appreciate you guys watching the video and supporting my channel as always. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate if you would subscribe as well as leave a like on this video. It really helps my channel. Thank you all again so much. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon for the next video. Bye-bye.